and welcome to episode 60 of the Hairy Sheep podcast. If you're a new viewer, then welcome. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back.
Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you who we are and where we're coming from and whatnot, 'cause it's on every other podcast going. Where you can find us, we are obviously here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, Etsy.
Ravelry, Patreon.
That's the one. Well done, Rosie. Do you know the amount of times I get told off for not knowing where we are? Oh, God's sake, come on. Sorry. Your knitting, Rosie, matches your shirt. I just realised I nearly blends in.
No, this one's got more purple in it.
It's as close as, though, really. I mean, in all fairness, you know. I see a theme here. That's all I can say. I see a theme here.
Should we add this one as well?
Yeah.
Theme.
Sheep. Yeah, sheep themed. It's Rosie's sheepy project bag.
Theme.
We've got finished objects. My word, we've
You
got
mean
things finished.
you've got to finish
Okay.
objects.
I've got finished objects.
Because
Rosie should have one finished, but she chose to just look at it and ignore it instead of actually do it. Because, you know, that's the kind of thing that we do.
And there's a bit of sewing and it's done.
Okay. And trimming.
It won't take long.
No.
Like 5 strands on each side.
Next week. Next week you'll have it finished, won't you?
Mhm.
Yarn goal. Rosie, you need to write it down. Yarn goal.
In the number.
I'll write it down then.
Finish. Blank.
Thank you. I'm glad you knew what I was going to write. Finish super chunky blanket. There we go. Rosie's first yarn goal written down of this week. Because actually, writing them down like that really works.
You know, I meet mine every single week pretty much anyway.
That's because you write down like one goal and it's the most
No,
easy
actually,
thing
I
going.
write 2. Do a bit on 3 projects. It's always a good one.
Usually I do one of them for you.
Actually, I've worked on 3 different projects this week without you.
Wow.
Mhm.
Growing up. I will get told off for this, don't worry. I will pay the price for taking the mic.
I'll do my increasing.
You forgot to do it.
Mhm.
You alright? Sorted?
Fixed it.
Good on you. Good on you. We've got finished objects then. So, first lot of finished objects. Or first finished object.
Which one is which?
I don't know. I'll do these ones first.
Just whatever you pick up first.
I'll do these ones first. These socks that I've had on the go for a couple of weeks, I finally got finished. There are 2. And they are matching as well. They are socks for a friend of mine. Adult size 9. They're just big socks, aren't they? There's a lot of knitting in them. I've not blocked them because, to be honest, I don't really need it because he's not going to block them when he wears them anyway, so, you know. And I don't have blockers big enough.
You could use mats. Pin them out with pins.
I thought you meant Matt's as in, I'm thinking, who's Matt and why does he have sock blockers? For goodness sake. Why? Yarn's rolling off again, Rosie.
Why?
know, I'm sorry. I know. Right. Anyway. They're finished, not on blockers because, you know, Matt doesn't have any. But they're done. And now they've been shown on the podcast, they are going to go to him. I just need to remember to move Laura's stitch marker. So B, yay. I have another finished object. What I meant to say actually was these are knitted in yarn from Sable Yarns. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon, and it's Party City from RuPaul's Drag Race. I've got a pair of yarn in these socks. I've got a pair of
Socks in this yarn.
I've got a pair of socks in this yarn. What's up with me today? Good grief. I've got a pair of socks in this yarn as well, and then bought an extra cake of this yarn to knit this pair.
How much have you got left over from that?
Probably, well, not quite the same amount as before. I've got enough to do another pair of socks, and I've spoken to my mum, who would quite like a pair, and she's only got little tiny feet, size 3, so they will be soon done as well.
They won't fit on the blockers either.
Eh?
They won't fit on the blockers either.
They won't fit on the blockers either, I know. Let's see if Matt's got some, you know, or somebody else. Louise, maybe Sarah. Who knows? Got my leftover yarn here. Last week we bought some yarn from Loney of a Lonely Sock Knitter. She dyes a lot of
Lonely
self.
Sock Lady,
Lonely Sock Lady, that's the one.
I think.
One or the other. That's what I've got left out of it.
I will tell you in a second.
And these are my socks. I love these socks. They are.
Yeah, Lonely Sock Lady.
Yeah,
I was
there we
right.
go then. Rose is right. Rose is always right. You know? I just get told off and think stupid things. Yeah, they're done. They're done. Same as the other socks. Toe up, fish lips, kiss heel, and one twisted rib down the top. I can't wait to wear these.
Okay, yarn. It's next to you again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My yarn.
It's underneath me, Rosie. Probably that side.
But don't work with it. That's there.
Keep control of it then. So, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, you might remember that Rosie was knitting some socks for her granddad and ran out of yarn, and because the yarn had been discontinued, we couldn't find any anywhere. It's like halfway down the sock.
There seems to be a thing going.
There's a theme.
Yeah. There's a theme.
So we had a hat that we'd crocheted out of this yarn a year or two before, maybe. Probably before Rosie even started these socks. So she took hold of the hat. We unravelled the last few rows of it, which is the brim of the hat, and we edged it in grey instead. Because, you know, why not? But it will go to the warm heads warm heart thing. So the finished object from ages ago became a whip again. It's now a finished object again. Woohoo! Yay! That's your pattern there for your summer shawl.
Well, I've not even worked on that. How did it get?
And the last finished object in December, I think it was, maybe start of January, I decided that actually wouldn't it be really nice if I just had one evening a month maybe knitting a bauble for Christmas. So in December we'd have 12 brand new baubles to put on the Christmas tree that we'd knitted. That'd be lovely. January's is massive. January's was done a few weeks back, and January's was huge. huge, huge. And then, of course, because it was April and somebody was saying, you haven't done February's Bible yet, I decided that, right, fine, I was going to start it. And I started it in the before section of the podcast last week. And it's now finished. So it is the most basic bauble going using West Yorkshire spinners, sock yarn.
How are you going to do matches then?
Slightly smaller than January's. Good job. Sounds like a grenade. So we've got February's done as well.
What's matches then?
I haven't even looked at Marches yet. So don't know. I shall find something to do for Marches. Hopefully soon. Hopefully before, the end of April maybe. Or at least the end of May. No, let's be realistic here.
It should take an evening.
It should take an evening, that's it. I know. It was a bright idea that was anyway.
Yours.
But anyway.
It's your idea.
So, yeah, we have actually got 4 finished objects. We should have had 5 because Rosie should have finished a blanket, but she sat there and ignored it instead. So that's going to roll over into next week.
I finished the angle though. Did you just finish the grey?
We did finish the yarn gold and more. Right, so works in progress. That's you, Rosie. First, on the project that you're working on.
Let me get it in the row first.
Okay, while Rosie gets into the end of the row, you may have noticed I'm wearing So Faded. I love it. I'm not going to stand up because I'll knock everything over. I'm just a touch clumsy at times.
I think you're more than just a touch.
Okay, I'm a heavy touch clumsy. A clumsy touch of clumsy,
Almost there.
Yeah, I didn't do the fade on So Faded. I just did it all in the one colour because...
No, yarn fades itself. Fades from one shade of green to the next shade of green.
Exactly.
And then back to the original shade of green.
And then back to the other again.
It fades itself, it's fine.
It does.
There's no decay on them, it's halfway now.
Okay. Well, it's still double knit.
I know, but that's its name now. It's
Okay,
halfway now.
halfway now.
Halfway now.
It's
It
getting
looks
there,
like
isn't
it's
it?
big. But it's like 5 rows.
It's getting there though.
Slowly. So, this marker from Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast is where I was last week, and that's where I am now. It looks huge. Hold it back here. It looks like I've done lots of knitting.
It does.
I don't think it should be on this size needle.
No. It is bigger than it's supposed to be, but the other one's bigger than it's supposed to be needle wise as well, isn't it? And you've only got the one skein of DK.
It's fine.
Yeah. It'll
If
be
it
fine.
needs
It'll
an
make a good
edging,
size.
it can have an edging.
Yeah, it'll make a good size one. It'll be fine.
So, it's the half rainer. So the pattern is half of the rainer.
It is. It's just the garter stitch section of it, not the mesh section.
I don't like the mesh.
For anybody that actually knows the pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, Rainer. Which, for longer term viewers, may remember it as the pink and white one that I did for my mum.
We decided to do it with
Month or two
holes
back.
though.
Do what?
The pattern, when you get to the middle, you're supposed to go into the back of the stitch.
Yeah,
You did ours
you've
with
left the
holes.
eyelets in, haven't you?
So yarn is. Do you know where?
Don't know what is.
Do you know where this is?
That, it's in your hand.
It's not helpful.
I never said I was helpful.
It's not helpful. This is a skein of yarn from All Wool, the Tens Wool, in colour Greatest Show. This one. I need your hand.
Oh my lord. Hang on. I'll hold it here, lot, and then you can. That's quite accurate there. Don't know why doing that helps, but it does. It just seems to alter the colours on
I
it.
think it's because of where the light is.
I don't know.
We're blocking out most of it, so it puts shadows on them.
I'm not particularly good with technology and
Don't
things
know.
like that.
Don't know.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Don't know. But I know you do it properly well. We shouldn't have to bother with too much about that. It's going to be quite expensive. Because you get all the studio lights, and then you get all the different brands which are better than others.
Haven't a clue.
Wondering. So, that is living off in my sheep bag. Done.
Yeah?
Yeah. Checking.
Right, Raina. I haven't actually worked on Raina at all. Somebody else has worked on Raina. Rosie did a row on it.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's it.
doing the mesh.
A row.
I'm not doing the mesh.
No?
No.
Is it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
Worse.
Yeah, there's not really a lot to show, to be honest, because it's a row bigger than it was beforehand. But it's getting there.
I think I did it wrong as well.
Oh, excellent.
You know, the way back. I was forgetting to do it the other way, so I was just doing it knit you together, the yarn over.
Have we done that all the way across?
No, it's just a little bit in the middle of half of the side where you're supposed to do the other decrease.
Thanks for that. Excellent.
I was
Excellent.
struggling to take it back, so I just carried on and doing it.
I mean, what am I supposed to say to that?
That's exactly what you would do.
No. Take it back and do it properly. God's sake. Let's call it a design element.
Good
So
idea.
yeah, she's done a row.
Design element.
That's using yarn that we dyed as the hairy sheep. No, it's exactly the same pattern as the one that Rosie's been on with, so not much more I can say with it really, other than
The design element.
it's now got a design element, and I nearly keep saying elephant. It's got a design elephant. Goodness sake.
What's mine then?
Your next one is your reindeer. Rosie's been making a reindeer. But a reindeer that's not a reindeer, it's actually a dog.
Whose idea was it to poke that in there?
Well, clearly not yours. Whose idea is it to throw it down here?
So, we have a body of a dog.
You have a body of a dog. That's
Which we
slightly
get from, like-
disturbing sounding, Rosie.
A body of a dog.
Yeah. We've got a dog's body. Excellent. There's my job gone. So, the reindeer you've been making is, have you got the pattern near you?
Yes. James C. Brett.
Yeah. That's,
Do you have the actual thing?
I do.
Can you grab it?
Yeah. Just stuff my needle back in here and I'm on it. I grabbed him by his ear. here is with floppy antlers
So,
with a pipe cleaner in or so.
if we take them off, that's what it'll look like.
Yeah. Rose is making the reindeer. I made the reindeer a while ago, to be honest. A year or two. 2 years back, 3 years maybe.
It was a while.
A while ago. He needs pipe cleaners in his antlers, really. Just to get him to stand up. But at the minute it's just like a pile of reindeer. Rosie decided that she was going to make one, but she was going to do it all in one colour. And
We have got another colour.
have we?
Yeah. I don't know for what parts, but there was another one.
Maybe I was doing it in 2 colours then.
Maybe. But it's the white half and the cream.
And she didn't want to do the nose or the antlers. She was going to just do it as a dog instead. Put dog's nose on it. Which is fine. Isn't it?
And that is out of James Seabrett's Flutterby. And do you know what colours these are?
Not a clue.
Colour B18. And this one is colour B1.
It's white. I know that much. You're all reindeer coloured. Close enough. In white and reindeer.
It's B18 and B1. And where was we? Was like here, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you've done.
about there. Then I did to about here. Then you did to about here.
Mhm.
And I did the rest of it.
Rose was just like, Mum, I've got like 10 rows of just plain double crochet to do. I'll do it later. And I'm like, if I do a little bit on them, then it'll just give you a bit of a boost as well. And then ended up doing all 10 rows because it doesn't actually take that long with that. Does it?
No.
It takes
I like
long.
doing decrease then.
Yeah. So I did the 10 rows and then set you off again with the decrease and then off you went.
That's looking in this lovely project bag.
That's the most delightful project bag, Rosie. The crinkliest one of all. Surely you've got a better looking project bag than that.
Yeah, I do have that in time. I've got like the box in my bedroom with project bags
Yeah.
in that would fit it in.
Surely, you know.
Yes, we do. But that's
Maybe I'll
what it
swap
was
it
in.
over.
That's what it was in.
So, the next one I'm on is what I'm working on now, which is a new pair of vanilla socks. Because I'd finished these socks and then finished these ones within a week. Hadn't done in a couple of days. I've got the next pair started, which is another yarn from Sable Yarns called Not Today Satan. Same again, toe up, fish lips kiss heel, and I will do 1x1 rib at the end. Let's get in there. Although I have a feeling, Rosie, these might be a bit too pink for you, might they? Yeah. I shall have to have them then. That's a shame, isn't it? You alright? You got them all caught again? So these at the minute are just kind of loitering on the sofa, but when I get myself organised again, they will be back in my
Sausage dog bag from Snuggly Size
That's
Yarns.
the one. I'm glad you know. I'm sure every week it's you that says that bit. And I've got my Crafters Balm in here. I've got the peppermint one in here. Oh my lord, does it smell good? It smells ace. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You done?
Yeah. I reckon so. You're on your blanket, aren't you? Move your shawl out the way a minute. And we're not going to lose any more stitches from it. Okay?
Yes. So,
I get the feeling you want me to hold up a couple of corners as well.
yeah. That's a really long end.
That's a very long end.
I think it's just because I went to the end of the ball wall, so I just ignored it.
The longest end of them all. Plenty to weave in there. I'm glad weave a scarf into it as well, why not? You know, whatever.
Right. This is the front. It's that short corner. And that short corner. It's bottom and top. And this corner and this corner.
It's massive, this blanket.
The blanket is done with an edging.
It is. Excuse me for coughing. I haven't got anything.
You sure?
Yeah.
This one really needs trimming.
That one does need trimming.
They're the ends to sew it on with.
Mhm.
So, all of these need trimming still. That's this one's ends. That and that. 4 pom-poms, one for each corner. They need trimming and then sewing on. Maybe you should trim them.
Maybe I should trim them.
Yeah.
What makes you think that? Because it
Yeah.
saves you a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, more likely. I know your game, Missy.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. 4 pom-poms, one on each corner at the end.
So next week then we can have this done.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I have ball bands and stuff in here.
Apologies if you can hear noise outside. There's a police helicopter flying around out for its daily walk, I think. So it's been out quite a lot.
So yesterday, stood on the back of the scooter.
I know, that was quite something, wasn't it? I saw this person kind of sailing behind somebody else on a mobility scooter. They're just holding on. One of those things where you really had to see it.
That's all we have left over to go now. Sorry.
It's okay. It's like a weekly thing now, isn't it? And this is the thump, my mum section. I bet that's where that bruise has come from, actually, thinking about it. I've got a bruise on my arm about here. I bet that's where it's come from.
Maybe.
If I didn't mind sort of bearing myself on camera in that sense, I'd take my jumper off and actually show you the bruise. But it's,
I've
yeah.
got a bruise on my knee.
You didn't use your knee for it, did you? So was your hand.
No, but I have got one on my knee. When I was outside yesterday with one of the rackets.
Yeah.
In the swing ball. And I was chasing the ball around while hitting it and kind of whacked my leg.
Fine.
Well, this is So Crafty chunky yarn in the colour stone. Is the grey. And that can go in there. Oh, free pattern.
Cable cushions.
And the red is Knit Co. Fashion hand knitting yarn. It doesn't have a colour. So
Red?
useful.
Just red, I'm assuming. Doesn't have anything written on it, does it?
Very nice colour. Got no idea.
Not a clue.
I was living in my penguin bag from So Beautiful by Nicola.
It's a gorgeous bag, that one, isn't it?
Good blanket bag.
It's a good blanket bag. You're going to need a new blanket to put in it then?
No, I've got another one.
Have you?
Yeah. I've got another blanket on the go. I've got another 2 on the go.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Which other ones have you got?
The one in the Robin Soup Chunky,
Oh yeah.
the tiny balls,
Mm.
and I've got the tiny square one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've just got my
That's your favourite yarn, isn't it, Mo Chunky?
No. Why would you say that?
I don't know, it was all you used to use at one point. Mo Chunky. What yarn is that one, Rosie? Mo Chunky. And that one? Mo Chunky.
Was the right? It was the right thickness and colour that I needed. So I used it. Just always happened to be the same yarn.
It did. That ends all over, Rosie. Honestly. Honestly. Right. Anyway, moving on. So, the next whip we've got is Magrathia. You have to throw your knitting. You've gone off camera, Rosie, a bit. Come back this way.
No.
And your book's there as well for your reindeer.
Actually, when it's next going to get worked on.
How have I ended up with your pom-pom maker?
See what's on here and then you put it in.
I've done one repeat on this all week. All week. That's it. That's where I was last week. That's one of the markers from Laura of the Lonely Knitter. That's patterning down the edge. I've got another 15 or so repeats to do. Hopefully not at one a week. And that's the yarn. That's better.
Yeah, maybe try and get 2 a week.
At least. So, it's getting there slowly. I've just not really done a great deal on it this week. And then I've got the other border to do the other side. And that is living in this yarn bowl. I will always love you. The pattern is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Have we linked it? I don't know. We'll link it on Instagram, won't we? We've definitely linked it on there beforehand because I've knitted one of these before now anyway. Litmus, Rosie.
Need to find it. There's just a mess of project stuff.
There is.
What mess? You don't think I touched?
You didn't, did you?
No, but then you didn't touch Raina.
No.
So we're fair.
We're fair. We're alright.
So, that's how much you did in a week.
It is. To be fair, I just did that in sort of one evening. Just sat and did a bit of it.
Just round and round.
Yeah. Mainly because I needed this yarn caking up. And I needed an assistant.
Why?
Because it was in a skein and I'd have ended up in a knot if I was just trying to wind it straight from the skein. I needed somebody with the hands out.
You've done it yourself before.
I know, but it's a nightmare. And to be fair, I nearly strangled myself with the yarn. So, you know, probably not the best idea.
No. So this is in yarn from my Wool is the Advent calendar.
Well, is the Advent? Well, is the answer Advent?
What is the answer Advent calendar?
Yeah. Getting there slowly, aren't you?
I'm glad you noticed that. Well, now off into the pinks. After this one, the next ball is pinky ball. And then we get pink, then more pink, then pink, then pink, then pink.
I know, but if we get it done quick, then even if you just do a little bit a day.
Maybe.
Just 20 minutes a day on it, maybe.
Maybe, but then I get distracted looking for something.
I know, but if you make yourself do 20 minutes on it a day and then come back to it, maybe. Maybe. I should imagine Rosie will do what she normally does. Put it to one side, wait for me to pick it up and knit it, and then when it gets past the bits that she doesn't particularly want to knit, she'll be passing it back over. Not that I know what you like or anything.
No. Might need blocking at the end as well.
Yeah, it probably will.
On the 5th colour now.
Out of 24.
24.
Yeah. Not too bad.
No. But that is living in this project bag from Amazon.
It is. That one.
At least if we go anywhere, I know this bag is waterproof.
It is. What colour have you got for the next one then?
The next one is even pink.
Still quite nice though.
Mm.
It's not a pink fan at all, is she?
Pink.
You see, really then, if I knit just pink socks, I've got to keep them all.
Yeah, but would you knit all pink socks all the time?
Probably not, but you know, you can try. Narnia socks next. And we were talking to somebody on a virtual knit night, and I mentioned Narnia socks and she didn't understand why, and I realised that actually we've talked about it beforehand in a podcast, but not for a week or two because they've just been ones that I've picked up as and when, really. But I've set myself a little yarn goal of I am going to get these finished before the next podcast, because I have one done. They're only shorty socks, so they are only little short ones. That's where I was last time, so I've got the heel done and finished it off, and I've got the toe done on the other.
Wow, good work for.
Yeah,
Probably almost halfway there.
they're not matching. Probably more than halfway, to be honest, because if you line them up, look.
No, but if you think you've got the more knitting on the heel as well to make it go out a bit further.
Yeah, I've got much more to
Around
do on
about
the
halfway.
foot, really. So plan is to get those finished, but the reason why they're called Narnia socks, because it's just in King Cole Zigzag. reason why they're called Narnia socks was when we went through all the projects in the house, all of them, and there's a lot, we thought we'd mark them all down, and then all of a sudden I found two more. One of them was a little grey baby hat that I'd started and then not finished. Don't know why. Yawning again. Sorry everybody, that's just yawned on my behalf. And the other one was a pair of socks. I'd finished one, but I'd done it the other way around. I'd done cuff down, and I don't particularly like cuff down, really. So I decided that I was going to do a pair of shorty socks out of what was left and have them just toe up shorties. And they got nicknamed Narnia socks. And then Rosie was saying, why are they called Narnia socks, Mum? What's all that about? Because it's Narnia business. I know. She's not amused in the slightest by my sense of humour. So I think that's Rosie's way of saying, let's move on, Mum, from Narnia.
Move on.
Let's move on from Narnia because she's just arrived with her next project. So I shall sit down, shut up, get my knitting done, and leave Rosie to talk about her project.
And eat food.
And eat food? Yeah, you're right.
This is in my stuff it in go bag. And it's Tundra. It's getting there.
It is. So far you've got the back done, the front done, and one sleeve, haven't you? And that's
A sleeve.
the second
Sleeve. Which this was all the yarn that we had. This one moves us into station landsman.
It does.
That was all that we had left. The sleeve took about 1.5 balls. Because, you know, giant arms.
I know. Rose has been cursing me all the way through because you had to knit it a few inches longer. 4 inches longer because my arms are too long for the pattern. In fact, my arms are too long for every pattern. I know. So we eventually managed to find some more Tundra and bought it from a yarn shop, which is a local yarn shop, not to us but to somebody.
It is called Sewing Marple and Buxton. So I'm knitting a Sirdar pattern 9386 and the green one. You know, the green one in blue.
Exactly. We thought we might need 1, possibly 2, so we bought 3.
We have more wool.
Have more wool from Sewing of Marple. And you know, the gentleman that I spoke to over Facebook had put in a bit of a plea on one of the Facebook groups full of local yarn shops and said, does anybody have any of this? I'm aware it's been discontinued. It's for a 12-year-old's knitting project. She's knitting a jumper out of it. Does anybody have 3 balls? At this point, dye lots. Kind of suck it and see, really. And the gentleman that was there was really, really helpful. He had 3 that were in the sale bin at one of the shops.
Well, one of them, it's not one of these ones, but one of them is actually the same as one of these.
Oh. That's good then. Is it the same dye lot?
2083. I don't know if all the other ones are. I'm pretty sure they are. That's just the thing. This is one of the yarn things. So 203.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah.
they are all the same dye as well.
Well, there you go then, they are actually the same dye lot as well. That's incredibly lucky, Rosie. Incredibly lucky.
Because
really.
the wife might have a slightly odd coloured sleeve.
Yeah. That's...
You're lucky.
I hate to say it, but particularly for Sirdar, that's very, very lucky. Because the chances of getting the same dye lot are pretty slim, to be fair. You know, that's...
You're lucky.
pretty good going, really.
You're lucky.
Yeah. So, hopefully that should be finished fairly soon, shouldn't it?
It would be you that looks strange if you had a slightly other shade of... If you had a different shade of sleeve.
I'm not sure anybody would notice, really. Not to that extent, anyway. I'm sure it'd be fine. Yeah. But, we'll see.
Oh,
He actually was really, really helpful and asked what Rosie's name was as well, so we could post it directly to Rosie as well. So you had a squishy yarn parcel arrive, didn't you?
Yeah. Nice parcel and a not so nice parcel. And then another not so nice parcel. It wasn't for me. It was for you.
What was your not so nice parcel?
I had extra work.
Oh yeah.
The big one.
Yeah, Rosie had a lot of posts this last week or two, really. You had
One
yarn
exciting.
arrive, didn't you? You
One
had a
not
lamp arrive,
Yeah, too exciting.
and then you had some schoolwork arrive.
one not exciting. And then something for you.
Yeah, and then some elastic that I'd ordered that eventually arrived, but I'd forgotten to swap the name back over from when I ordered Rosie's lamp, and it arrived to Rosie. So she's like, ooh, there's a parcel here with my name on, and I'm thinking... The only things that I've particularly ordered in Rosie's name, really, are this lamp that's arrived and is on a desk, and yarn. They've all arrived. What is it? And she opens it up and it's elastic for work. Whoops. Sorry to get your hopes up there, Rosie.
I don't know when the mark was on
And
this.
so you've had lots of exciting posts, haven't you? I haven't really.
No, but the yarn isn't really for me. It's for you.
Good point.
So really, it's exciting for you because it means you're going to get a new jumper.
I'm sure you were supposed to finish it for last year, weren't you?
I never said when it would be finished.
I'm sure you did.
You knit it then. It might go a bit quicker.
I have knitted bits of it
I know.
when you've got fed up.
Knit more on it.
It's like, oh Mum, I've got so many centimetres to do. Can you do some? Alright then. Let me know when you get to the shaping. Who's knitting this thing? So that's all of our whips and stash enhancement in one go. Isn't it? I need to
No,
work
it's
out which
not
socks I'm
okay.
knitting next. Probably Nanny's.
They won't take
What?
long now.
They won't take long.
So then we'll have a fell and
Yeah.
then you'll have a pair of socks and then you can get new ones cast on.
But I've already got a spare sock needle. And if I get Nanny finished as well, that's another sock needle.
Yes, you can have Nanny's and one of yours on the day.
I can. And I might well do. I need to have a look through stash, see what there is.
Maybe I should.
You after some new socks, are you?
No.
You can have some more socks if you like. No.
Can't see any at the minute.
Let's have a look, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
Have some rosy socks. So yeah. Podcasts. You
Well,
can have
they're
a
in
quick...
front of you, so...
Not now then, Anne. Go on then, have a quick run through. Because you're much better at it than I am, aren't you?
Okay, so we've watched Laura of the Lonely Knitter, watched Sophie of Spring Snowflake, Smyka vlogs. We've watched the Scottish Knitting Podcast, watched a bit of Yarn Waffle, watched Pins and Needles, Sharon at SCI1TNO, watched The Grocery Girls, Knitting Vicariously, Annie and Carlos, and Laws the Answer.
It's very, very good to see you back podcasting again, Laura. We have missed you. Sophie, your vlogs really have kept us entertained as well, you know. We love you. Sharon, again, as always, you know, we always watch your podcast. And the rest of them we've just kind of picked up and watched in between and as and when, haven't we, really? But we've got the ones we always watch, haven't we? Dropped a stitch there, look.
We usually
I'm
always
not
watch
concentrating.
Caroline as well. Knitting Vicariously.
Yeah, we do actually. We do. I think you just like it because she swears. Don't you? I'm sure that's the only reason why you like it. There we go, stitches picked up. We're alright.
I do not like it.
I'm sure that's the only reason why Rosie likes it so much.
Do you not like it?
It don't really bother me either way. I'm quite partial to a few choice words now and again. As are you, I might add.
I know.
It's terrible. It really is terrible. You wouldn't think it looking at that face, would you? So, life. Rosie, what have we been doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, sitting around looking at our knitting, not actually knitting it. Not actually knitting it at all. Which is not really very helpful, to be honest. Not even slightly helpful, is it really?
No.
But, you know, whatever. There is no knitting police. We've had a couple of virtual knit nights, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've done quite a bit of mask making for work. We've done not enough sleeping, apparently.
I'm liking this new school.
Yeah.
They give us like 4 worksheets to do an entire day. Let's do them for a couple of hours and just knit.
Pretty good.
Extra 4 hours of knitting time.
Sounds pretty good to me. You know, I wish I got school like that. Here's your work, sit and do it, and then the rest of your day's your own. You'd have to come out, you'd have to wear your school uniform, you'd have to go and put up with school dinners and things like that. Perfect. There is chocolate on hand whenever you feel like it. We have such things in this house now, along with like the typical Hobbit diet of breakfast and second breakfast and mid-morning snack and 11s and so on. We've now introduced a new one over the last few months called panic snacks. So when the news comes on, it's like I said to Rosie early on today when the news came on, it's like, Rosie, the news is on. And says to me, panic snacks, and off we want to get chocolate mousse. So, we've been keeping busy, haven't we? Making chocolate fudge cake and stuff, eating it, eating everything in sight. I say there's no way really we could panic buy and store food, is there? We couldn't really hoard food because we would just eat it all in one go. We've got no willpower whatsoever. Absolutely none. So, on to yarn goals. We managed to do all of our yarn goals last week.
I think it's because you can see yours, so you don't forget them.
Mine were finish the Narnia sock. I finished the one Narnia sock. I'm got to finish the other one this week. Finish February's bauble and finish the crocheted hat. because that had been hanging around for a couple of weeks. Yours were work on 3 projects and finish the grey on the blanket. Which you finished the grey on the blanket, didn't you? You worked on 3 projects. I got mine finished.
Should we do another 1 or 2 each for this week?
So you've got finish your super chunky blanket, because that'll be done really easily, won't it?
I can probably
And
done
I've got
tomorrow.
finish 9 of your socks.
I need to
I
add
want to do at least sort of 3 or 4 repeats. 3 or 4 repeats of the McGrathia shawl. I'm getting told off because I'm using a pencil and this is on a pen. What's your yarn goal as well?
I need to knit. I need to work on 3 projects.
Mm.
Need to keep up tradition.
Okay. Are you having any other yarn goals on there?
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe start March's bauble. Try and get it done. Maybe if I can catch up before halfway through the year, that'd be good. Plan was to try and get like a month or 2 ahead, so if I had to skip one, then I was alright.
By my birthday, you should be caught up to May's.
Is that June? What do we reckon? Maybe.
A month to do 3. So you don't even have to do June's. No. By your birthday, up to June. No?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I might just surprise you all and turn up them all next week. I might also surprise you and not. But you know.
That's not really a surprise. What else can I do?
Start old bauble. Is it old and starts to yet?
Because you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be getting close to doing May's. So the old bauble.
Okay.
You're supposed to finish.
Mm.
Old bauble.
Yours could be get to your next colour on litmus.
Yeah, but is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's all weekend. And
Take it with you.
I take shawl with me though. I don't take that.
Okay.
Then you will have a lot of knitting to do.
I suppose 2's enough then, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
If you've got...
And keep to tradition.
Yeah, because
One
you've got...
simple and one work on 3 projects.
Yeah. Got your weekend at your dad's, haven't you? Makes it a bit more difficult for you, doesn't it? Right, there we go. So after all that, socks are getting there, look. They're growing. I've got Rosie doing gymnastics next to me, bending her legs round up near her ears.
Is that not normal?
No, Rosie, that's really not normal.
What?
Right then. And on that note, we will see you again next week. Keep knitting, everybody. Take care, and we will see you very soon. Bye bye.